Well, from 20 teams down to 2, we're set for our first final in Dallas Cup play here in 2025. It's the U15 Girls Division. It's FC Dallas, ECNL RL up against Pickering FC out of Canada. My name is Ryan Figert, joined on the call today at Toyota Stadium by my longtime partner, Steve Davis. Steve, welcome on. It's Dallas Cup season.
It's Dallas Cup final season, man. It's exciting as we get these things going at Toyota Stadium.
Two teams led out onto the field by our referees today, Ellie Woodard, Elizabeth McDonald, Logan Bryant, and our fourth official, Ralph Navarrete. And the home side, FC Dallas, looking to claim their sixth boot and ball trophy for the club since the return to the girls division in 2021. Pickering looking to become the first Canadian girls champion in Dallas Cup history. And the kickoff is just on the other side of this break. And we'll be right back in just a moment.
It happened. We got the house! We did! 2,000 miles away.
We do long distance moves every day.
With Pods, you don't have to worry about the driving, and that's not all.
Need extra help loading?
Yes.
We got this.
Also might want
more time? We're flexible.
Flexible means you can keep your container longer or store with us. Then we deliver it to your home, across town or across the country.
We made it.
Yeah, you did!
Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
This isn't just any burger run. This is a burger run for Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger. 2 fresh all-beef patties with melty cheese, grilled onions, crispy bacon, and sweet and spicy pepper sauce. One for you, one for him, and one for your unofficial roommate, Brad. Always order an extra. You know, for Brad. The all-time favorite sweet and spicy bacon burger from Whataburger. Just like you like it.
When you're on the road, there's a lot of late nights. A lot of early mornings. Not supposed to say that. A lot of honey butter chicken biscuits. You hear my belly growling? Yep. I'm gonna need one of those right now. And a lot of good times with my band.
What a burger!
And oh Lord.
Remember me, I'm the one who had you, baby. Remember me, I'm the one who had you, baby. Gang 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 gang. Remember me, I'm the one who had you, baby. Remember me.
Well, welcome back into Toyota Stadium, where we're just moments away from kickoff in the U15 Girls Dallas Cup Final. We've got lineups for both teams. First, we'll take you through the FC Dallas lineup put out by head coach Fraser McKinnon, and it's Paxton Schmansky in goal, a back line of Savannah Gaski, Ella Salmons, Megan Elwanger, Jacqueline Marzullo, a midfield of Alexia Contreras, Landon Heserer, Audrey Zabat, and a front line of AJ Self, Caroline May, and Sofia Gonzalez. For Pickering and head coach Michael Look, the former Hong Kong international as a player, it is Ava Zahn in goal, Alicia Zubahir at left back, Abigail McKenzie and Ella Roach in the middle of the back four, with Lillian Belo on the right. A midfield three of Alyssa Alves, Christina Georgiovsky, and Ellie Biffin. A front three of Addison Rosander, Riel Vandenberg, and Kylie Rogers. Teams making their way out onto the field, and it's going to be FC Dallas in all white and with red shorts, moving from left to right. Pickering, the visitors from just outside of Toronto, in all black, moving from right to left.
Ryan, you mentioned Pickering out of Ontario, Canada. Goalkeeper Ava Vaughn, I think she's going to have her work cut out for her. FC Dallas just rolling out the goals. Wins in the opening round, 5-0, 5-3, 5-0, and 5-0. Got to the quarterfinals over DKSC, a local team, 2-0, and then 2-0 over the Dallas Texans, as they've just rolled through this tournament so far.
And we are underway, and Pickering looking to get aggressive from the kickoff, but that one bounces all the way through for Zemansky, the Dallas goalkeeper. First chance on the ball now for the home side. Nice ball to switch the play. And it's going to be brought forward here by Marzullo. The run made now by Gonzalez, the right winger. Nice ball into the box, looking for a teammate. This one not cleared immediately by Pickering, but eventually they work it out to the far side. This game goes end to end here in the first minute. First minute of 40-minute halves today in the U15 division. This cross comes in from the left side and cleared away.
Good early ball dealt there. Early cross from the right side from Sofia Gonzalez.
And now Pickering a chance on the ball. Trying to move through the left back, Zuba here.
The local team, FC Dallas, pressing aggressively early out of that 4-3-3 and winning the ball back.
I think both teams are going to line up in a similar shape today, based on what we've been told and what we've seen from throughout the tournament so far. Here's a ball in behind. Nice defensive touch there to keep it away from Kylie Rogers, wearing the armband for Pickering, the number 10. Zabat just going to put her foot through it out to the right side, but Gonzalez can't keep it. It's last out off of her and out for a throw.
About 90 seconds there from the opening kickoff of absolute frenetic play. I think both these teams just excited to be participating in a championship game. You really understand that, 14-year-old soccer players. It will settle in just a little bit here. It'll have to, because it's still a pretty warm day, even though, Ryan, I think they're going to get some cloud cover today, and that'll help a little bit.
Yeah, that's always a narrative with the finals, but they've played 5 games in the week, and they played 2 games yesterday to reach this stage. Here's a shot from distance. That one harmlessly wide off the foot of Alyssa Alves. But at some point, fatigue does factor in. The coaches have to use their squad to the best of their ability. 6 subs for each side today with no re-entry. And a much bigger field than teams at this age group are used to playing at as well. A lot of space out there.
Yeah, the field's at the professional level. This one is 75 yards wide by 116 yards long, and you're right. I'm sure they've played on big fields before, but this one might this one might take the cake.
Definitely feels the biggest when you step out into the stadium. Used to playing out at complexes with dozens of fields. As this one's out for a throw just next to the corner flag on the right side for Dallas. Some decent air underneath the throw, and Pickering going to be forced to concede a corner. Good throw in there from Caroline May. First corner kick for either side will go the way of FC Dallas, taken from this near side here.
Yeah, you'd usually want your striker in the middle of that on a long throw in, but clearly Caroline May's got a weapon there that she can throw it right into at least near the 6-yard box.
It's going to be Self to take an out-swinging corner kick here off the right foot. Nice area there, and it came off of a teammate, but cleared away by Pickering. Good service from the corner.
You're right. A lot of people can drop a ball in there, but A.J. Self there knows how to drive one in.
Some space along the right side here if they can go quickly. Combination through midfield for Dallas. And now Heiserer down the line. Too much on that one, intended for Gonzalez.
Looks like early going. FC Dallas wants to attack down that right side through Gonzalez.
Pickering advancing to this final by beating another FC Dallas team, the FC Dallas ECNL 2010 team, yesterday in penalty kicks. Both their quarterfinal and semifinal going to kicks from the mark to advance to this point and a chance to play for the Boot and Ball Trophy. A more comfortable run for the FC Dallas side, 2-0 in both the quarters and the semifinals. Looking to complete the set today. Good work there up the right side again from Gonzalez, going for the 1-2, but Caroline May overhits the pass. Be retrieved by Zubi here, the left back. Had her hands full early on in this one, and that throw-in turned right over to FC Dallas. Lifted forward by Heiserer. Now battle for it at the top of the box. Caroline May trying to regain possession. Pickering's clearance only as far as Zabat there. As Dallas keeps the pressure on. Zabat, loose ball through midfield. Able to get a foot on it once again as neither team really establishes possession. Sent down the field by Alves, but first to it there, the Dallas center back Salmons.
Yeah, nice read there by Salmons. Stepping in and winning that one nice and clean.
Heavy touch turns it over to Kylie Rogers, but again, some good defensive work to win it back for Dallas. Zabat able to ride one tackle. Now Caroline May switching it over to the left side through Contreras. Self can't get past the defender there. Strong tackle from the Pickering right back. A lot of space out there if the pass can come off and the run can be there to match it. So far, both teams standing tall defensively 6 minutes in.
Was a nice tackle a minute ago by Lillian Bala on the right side over there for Pickering. Pickering's been around since '84, so more than 40 years of getting things done on the youth soccer side up in Ontario.
Definitely doing some research into the youth soccer sphere of Canada. I've barely got a grasp of how it works here with all the different leagues. They play in the OPDL, the Ontario Player Development League. One of the top leagues north of the border. Ball down the line from Marzullo.
Now you bring up a good point there on the Ontario Development League, because you always remember that this is a youth tournament. Of course, both these teams really want a Dallas Cup trophy. It's a prestigious trophy. It's an internationally known tournament, but never lose sight of the fact that these are 14-year-old, 15-year-old players, and at that level, it's all about development soccer players, development as human beings. So you always keep that in mind during the tournament.
You got to develop the habit of winning as well, and that's what trophies do for you.
That's a great point, Ryan. Develop the habit of winning.
Some of the FC Dallas faithful here making their voices heard as Dallas get a foot on the ball on the far side. Last touch out off of Heiserer. Throw in taken down the line, looking for Caroline May. He'll get a chance to launch a throw in, this time from the far side, able to find Contreras in the middle. Taken away from Contreras, and now Pickering looking to go the other way. And some nice dribbling here through the lines, but the pass off the mark. Looks like that was Georgievsky driving forward, and now Dallas can go the other way. Heiserer out to Self on the far side, going to try and get a run at Balo here. Some help defending. Takes it away from A.J. Self. Now fired forward into the feet of Rogers. Rogers out to Rossander. And coming across to cover there, Elwanger for Dallas. Elwanger runs into some trouble. Center back partner Ella Salmon's trying to help out, and eventually Dallas does regain possession. Good work from Gasky, one of the captains of this team, just to ride the tackle, bring it into the attacking half. Georgievsky lifts it back towards midfield, but it's picked off by Zabat. Gonzalez going to try and use her speed to get around the corner, lift the ball into the box. Back out towards Gonzalez here on the near side. Cross defended at the near post, and looks like that one will head out of play.
Right, I love how Gonzalez over there on the right side wants to take a touch or two and then get a service into the box. At all levels, I always think that if you can make things predictable, it helps. And of course, the center backs can eventually figure that out. But if her strikers in there know that she's going to take a touch or two and launch it into the box, then they can start working off that immediately.
Marzullo trying to do the same there off the left foot, but that one spins the way of Pickering. Ball intended there for Kylie Rogers. Intercepted. The Dallas center back duo handling the number 10 so far as there's a slip on the ball. And the Pickering player has stayed down. That was an awkward one.
It was. Savannah Gasky the ball got stuck on the turf. It happens sometimes. She got over it. She fell, and as she falls, she gets the Pickering player, and hope everybody's okay there.
Athletic trainer out to check on the player that stayed down as both teams will regroup here 10 minutes in. Neither team with a real firm grasp on things, although the game has been played more towards the Pickering half so far.
Yeah, just one shot, that early one from distance by Pickering. I believe it was Alyssa Alves that took that shot.
On the 2025 Dallas Cup, 156 total girls teams this year. That's up from just 36 a year ago as the girls side continues to grow after being brought back in 2021 after a 25-year break. And there's still so much growth to be had, I think, on the girls' side for the Dallas Cup as we see more and more international teams every year. Pickering looking to become just the second international champion on the girls' side following the Australian schoolgirls in the U19 division last year.
That was Ellie Biffin that was down on the turf there for a minute. Looks like she's going to be okay, and she'll have to come off for just a second, but she's running pretty freely, and I think she'll be able to come right back in. Remember, if she were to have to come out, she couldn't come back into the match.
We'll resume with a drop ball for the FC Dallas back line. It was Dallas who had possession when the referee brought a stop to the play.
So yeah, Ryan, as tournament officials brought the girls division back, they understood that girls soccer, and it's growing and has been growing for decades now. But I remember what the officials told me at the time is it's just the right thing to do. We've got such a good, strong boys field, and we had girls for a while, and economically and for other reasons it just wasn't working out. And they just decided it was time to find the economic resources and do it, and it's been growing ever since, and this year it's bigger than ever.
And you've got already a U.S. international that has played in the Dallas Cup, and Jaden Shaw played with FC Dallas. Now rose to stardom with the women's national team. And, of course, we've seen so many stars on the boys' side, but now you start to see some of those big names that came through on the girls' side as well.
And they will because, again, this thing, they only brought the girls' division back in 2021, so very quickly I think you'll start to see something similar. It'll take a while to develop that volume of, guys like Donovan and Dempsey and Bradley and Alfonso Davies and Bakaya Saka that I know warms your heart.
It does. It really does, especially this week. It's Pickering advancing into the Dallas half here. They're going to be chased back by Gonzalez defending.
Considering how well Dallas has done from the tournament so far, I think Pickering's done a good job of, in the first almost 15 minutes now, keeping Dallas from being too dangerous.
May out to Self, moving from left to right. Self now into the box. Shot from the right side is blocked. And out for a throw on the near side, but the Dallas front three combining well there.
Yeah, really good job there. Abigail McKenzie, one of the center backs from Pickering, sliding over and just getting in the way of that shot.
Looks like it's going to be Jacqueline Marzullo, the right back, to try and lift this throw in towards a teammate. It's in towards Caroline May over her head. Second chance at the cross, sent in. Now back post, it's AJ Self. Self off the right foot, but she got under it. And that's the first big chance of the game gone the way of FC Dallas.
Yeah, it sort of popped up on her there a little bit. Maybe if she understood she had plenty of time there, could have let that ball settle just a little bit more.
Yeah, just try to go with the outside of the right foot. Might get another chance, though. Back in live action. Runs into two defenders. And Alves able to dribble it clear. All ahead towards Biffin. Is back after that moment where she stayed down. And now down the line for Kylie Rogers. Last touch off of FC Dallas. It'll be a throw-in here in the attacking third for Pickering. And looks like we will have our first change of the game for Pickering as Lily Biffin comes in for Alicia Zubahir, the left back. Zubahir had been facing quite a bit of pressure in the early action from FC Dallas, and she's replaced 15 minutes in.
Yeah, and then they immediately change. Bala's going to come over to the other side, so she'll be the left back now.
Coach Michael Luke making some changes here in the opening 15 minutes in response to a strong start from FC Dallas. Cross in there off the foot of Rosander and bounces through for Paxton Zmansky, the Dallas goalkeeper in the yellow and black today. Pickering stepping the pressure higher up the field. Dallas trying to play through it. Had her one in midfield there by Zabat.
Good spell for Pickering as they haven't spent a lot of time in the FC Dallas end. I've been impressed so far with Zabat. Audrey Zabat, central midfielder, gets in on the defense, pushes the lines up. She's been a really good connector, back line to front line so far. Active out there.
That was another big throw in, this time from Gasky, the left back. Might be a weapon for the Dallas side. It turned into their best chance of the game moments ago off the throw. This one into midfield, trying to turn and drawing a foul.
It's Zabat finding another way to. Nope, sorry, that's
Contreras.
Yeah, it's Contreras. Never mind.
Now an attacking set play. Looks like AJ Self standing over this one. And try and whip this in. 4 targets to aim at inside the box. And a nice ball into the danger area. Back post and just evading the right foot there of Sofia Gonzalez. Another big chance for Dallas here. They're putting the pressure on the Pickering goal.
That's a terrific ball whipped in there. In the perfect spot, right at the back post. Gonzalez running in there, making that good aggressive back post run. Just couldn't quite find the foot on the ball.
I was always more of a fan of the diving header there. At least it's more spectacular, maybe more difficult.
Oh, especially when the ball bounces in that way.
Would have been a stooping low diving header attempt if she went for it. Fight for the ball here at the halfway line. It's Pickering who comes away with it. Risky pass pays off there into midfield. It's good work from Georgievsky just to hold it under pressure. And then a ball given away by Lillian Ballo. Switched from right back to left back here in the early action. The substitute Lily Biffin is immediately on it to intercept. Loses out though as AJ Self is back onto the ball. And good work from Sofia Gonzalez to win it back in the press here. She's got options either side. Now finds Self. Self 20 yards from goal, goes for the shot. That one blocked by McKenzie. and sent clear into the Dallas half.
Another good strong tackle there by McKenzie. She looks good back there.
Marzullo, nice ball to split the lines. Trying to get turned. Sofia Gonzalez. Dropped off by May, now sent in by Marzullo, headed away. And Vandenberg will run for some green grass on the far side, but again, good tracking back from the Dallas midfielders. That time it was Contreras. Oh, nice turn there from Elwanger, under pressure from Rogers.
Yeah, I think you see there Simmons and Elwanger, really good show there of how center backs in the modern game, even at this level, they don't just want somebody that can go in there and clear balls out. They want somebody that can handle the ball, dribble out of trouble, make a good pass out, make that first connection.
Caroline May trying to play this one down the line. The flag goes up against Gonzalez. Tracking all the way, Abigail McKenzie. That's been a good battle between center back and center forward in these opening 20 minutes. We are halfway through the opening half at Toyota Stadium, the U15 Girls Championship game here in Dallas Cup 2025. Still scoreless, Dallas with the best 2 chances of the game so far.
I mean, considering Pickering has had to come to the quarterfinals and the semis, through penalty kicks, and what a run Dallas has had through the tournament, I would think Pickering's got to be pretty happy with where the game's at right now. Really, they haven't allowed much in the way of terrific chances. They're, once at the back post, or a couple of times at the back post, once from the right, once from the left, but FC Dallas didn't end up getting.
McKenzie lifts this one forward, and it bounces past the Dallas back line, out off her line. And Szymanski gets a crucial intervention there, as that one nearly turned into a really dangerous moment for Pickering.
Yeah, just fell into a difficult spot for anybody from FC Dallas to handle. Paxton Szymanski, very aggressive there off her line. Of course, when you get that far off your line and players are coming together, there's a chance that ball bounces up, hits your hand, and then the referee's got a big decision to make and could turn the whole finals. Worked out fine in that case for the goalkeeper.
That one headed back out of play for another throw-in for Marzullo. I was looking around for some flags to check where the wind's going, but the flags have all been taken down as Toyota Stadium renovations have started on the far side.
And for people watching from wherever they're watching from around the world, if it's not obvious, Toyota Stadium is where the senior club, FC Dallas, plays its home games. And as Ryan just said, the east side over there closed right now for renovations. Good battle there, Ryan.
Gonzalez matched up with Belo and dropped off for McKenzie to send further clear.
And there's those center backs doing what I said, just not just back there to clear things out. They're back there to control the ball and get the attack started.
Out to the far side. Self going to try and get there before the defender. Does get a foot on the ball. And Zabat comes away limping a little bit, trying to get back into position as this one's lifted in behind, and a nice run as the keeper again perfectly timing the run. Gets there ahead of Kylie Rogers. Good work again from Szymanski.
That's a nice angled ball through there.
Seems to be the way forward for Pickering, nearly getting in behind a couple of times in these last few minutes.
Not really in the last 5 minutes or so, maybe the last 7 or 8 minutes. Pickering doing a better job of making the game a game of midfield battles and sort of pushing the game a little bit further into Dallas's end, and here they come again.
Nice combination through midfield. The through ball intercepted. The clearance doesn't have much behind it. Arrives back at the foot of Salmons. Gonzalez can't keep it. Salmons gets another chance at it. Georgievsky picks up the loose ball. She's limping a little bit as well. So the wear and tear of this tournament certainly felt by both sides.
I mean, the tournament started on Sunday, and, by this time, they're already playing their 6th game. So, you look at FC Dallas, they played Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And in fact, they had 2 games on Thursday.
And looks like Georgievsky might be in trouble here as the substitute Emily Ray is up off the bench. Michael Look going to be forced into his 2nd change here in the first half. Not ones he wanted to make necessarily. One of them did look more tactical, as this one might be injury related if she does have to come off. Another chance for the coaches to have a word with their teams. On the FC Dallas side, it's Fraser McKinnon, Scottish head coach.
Another chance for players to get some hydration, get some fluids, because, as I said, it's not the worst day. When we had the games on the opening day, did the broadcast at the Cotton Bowl, and the temperatures that day crept into the 90s. It's not going to get there today, I don't believe, but it will get into the 80s. It's humid out there. And, speaking of that humidity, Ryan, I've noticed a couple of times on this turf where the ball, right now, because the winter grass is still in, they haven't changed over to the summer grass. When you get humidity, the field can get just a little bit sticky, and a couple of times it's gotten caught up under their feet. But it's a good surface for them.
Georgievsky up to her feet, helped off the field, and will be replaced by Emily Ray. Dallas yet to make a change here in the first half as we've played 25 minutes.
And of course, that's a 2nd change so far already for Pickering. It looked like their starting left back, who's Alicia Suba here, she was having some trouble dealing with Sofia Gonzalez over there for FC Dallas. So they made a change and brought the right back over, Lillian Bala, brought her over to play on the left side. So now she's up against Sofia Gonzalez, and I think has done a pretty good job so far.
So that's a change in midfield for Pickering. And we'll see if it's a like-for-like swap. Dropped off to the center back. Helped along there by McKenzie. McKenzie up to the task so far, handling Caroline May very well. A little bit of a loose touch, nearly intercepted by Gasky, but now wrong side of Gasky. It's brought forward and sent ahead for Kylie Rogers. Rogers using her speed out in the open field. Rogers waiting for teammates to arrive. Now tries to beat the goalkeeper, Szymanski. Does beat the goalkeeper, but the center back's coming to her aid there. It's Salmons who puts it behind for a corner.
Kylie Rogers, what a little burst of speed she showed there. Unfortunately, instead of taking the shot, she sort of got caught in 2 minds there. Didn't understand whether to shoot, pass, or stay on the dribble. She stayed on the dribble. She got a corner kick out of it, but I'm sure she might want to do over there. Might have wanted to go ahead and take the shot from that right side.
It's going to be an in-swinging corner along the ground from the far side. Dallas trying to defend it at the near post. The second effort sent over the bar. First one under hit, second one over hit there. And it'll be Paxton Szymanski, who's been busy in these last 10 minutes, take the goal kick. Gasky into midfield for Contreras. Nice combination up the left side. Now Contreras turns past one defender. Approaching the halfway line. It's going to be put in behind for Caroline May to give chase. She's in pole position to reach it, and does before it reaches the end line. Caroline May now looking for space to send a cross in, but again, great defending from Abigail McKenzie. And another ball in behind for the speed of Kylie Rogers. Foot race to get to it. Rogers gets wrong side of Salmons and gets the shot away. Not from a good angle there. And it's comfortable for Szymanski, but the warning signs now really popping up for FC Dallas.
Nice little ball played in there by Rosander. And, yeah, Kylie Rogers giving FC Dallas backline a little bit of speed there. A little bit of trouble with their speed.
Clearance was headed back her way. I think she would have been offside. Bounces through again for Zemansky. Rolls it out. Gasky ahead. Contreras gives up possession. Recovered by Self. Self, who had the best chance probably of the game for Dallas. The chances recently going the way of the visitors.
Yeah, that was back in the 14th minute when that ball sort of hopped up on her at the back post. Took a stab at it from close range. Missed just high.
Elwanger out to Marzullo, the right back. That one left short of Gonzalez. But recovered well by Zabat, who can drive forward now into the Pickering half. Gonzalez back to Zabat, going for the 1-2. And at the second opportunity, does find Gonzalez. Now inside for Caroline May. Down the line again for Gonzalez, looking to return it to the striker. Well, that one just off the mark.
Well, Gonzalez just not finding the space she did early, but at that time she did. She was able to bring that ball back to her left foot and get in one of those early crosses. That time looking for Caroline May, just not able to make the connection. But, I mean, Bala's doing such a good job over there on her right now. It's really sort of – it was a really good tactical change from Pickering to make that switch.
Here's a switching ball from Zabat. That one looking for Self, and Self's going to get onto the second ball. Nodded in the direction of Caroline May. But again, sent high, not too far clear on the Canadian side. Now they do work it into some space on the far side. It'll be brought forward by Vandenberg. Vandenberg this time into the feet of Kylie Rogers. Rogers working to get turned, and she wins a foul.
That's good work really there on both sides. Kylie Rogers, doing good target play and drawing the foul there. But, on the other side, Salmon's understanding that Rogers has a little bit of an advantage in speed, just making sure that she got real tight, making sure that Rogers couldn't turn on her and get running it again, get out on the gallop one more time. So good job there by both players.
Free kick picked off by FC Dallas, and then that one cannons off the referee, Ella Woodard. And so they'll stop play for a drop ball to the home side. Pickering able to get some pressure higher up the field. That's what Dallas was so successful with in the first 10-15 minutes. Now it seems to have tilted back towards the Dallas goal. This one's dropped off by Marzullo all the way to the goalkeeper.
You really like that both of these teams are committed to bringing the ball out of the back, building out of the back, not just content to whack it forward. Pickering gone a little bit more direct, recognizing that they've got that speed advantage with Kylie Rogers, but still wanting to do this, connect out of the back first.
Here's a nice touch from Rogers, now past two on the dribble. Puts it out in front of Alves. Gonzalez on the retreat defensively for Dallas. It's wide left with Rosander. Good defending that time from Marzullo.
Interesting, Ryan, that we really didn't talk about Kylie Rogers for the first 10 or 15 minutes as Dallas sort of controlled play, but as Pickering has moved the game into Dallas's end, now she's really become more of a factor.
Pretty easy to spot as well with the bright red headband. We're leading the line for the Canadian side. Bala lifts that one in, and look who's there, but Rogers making a nuisance of herself. It's the last touch there, blocking the clearance behind for a goal kick.
These games today, finals all throughout the weekend, Saturday and Sunday out at Toyota Stadium. They're the culmination of matches, group play matches that began Sunday, played into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday out at the fields here, the complex fields here, but also out at Richland College, at MoneyGram Soccer Complex, at Ross Stewart Soccer Complex. A couple of them also at the Cotton Bowl on Sunday.
It's a true Metroplex-wide event as the international teams get a taste of what it is here in Texas.
Teams from 21 different countries.
Saw the Real Madrid boys from the Supergroup team at the Texas Rangers game yesterday, so they're getting the taste of the local flavor.
Well, unfortunately, I think they'd rather have been getting ready for a Supergroup semifinal tonight, but they didn't make it out of the group. And how about that for tournament quality when the team from Real Madrid, the developmental academy team from Real Madrid, some of those guys are going to be going on to play, maybe not necessarily at the Bernabeu, but someplace in Europe. And they could not make it out of the group play at the Dallas Cup. How about that?
Tough week to be from Real Madrid, Steve.
We'll just leave it there, buddy. Yeah, he's referencing Real Madrid crashing out of Champions League thanks to Arsenal. And I'm sure the Real Madrid team here was watching.
Here's Caroline May now, a chance to bring it forward for Dallas. Goes for the shot from distance. Now she's on to the second ball as well. Out towards Gonzalez, who can't get there in time. And Pickering will bring it clear.
I mean, such a promising start for FC Dallas, but over the last 25 minutes or 20 minutes at least, a muffled shot from 22, 23 yards is the most Dallas has had.
Maybe just need to get to that halftime break. We're 5 minutes plus stoppage time away from it. Try and regroup.
It's not like Pickering's doing a lot to threaten the goal for FC Dallas either. Paxton Szymanski not being called on to make a big save, although she's had to, hurry out of goal a couple of times. Nice turn.
Good work there in midfield from Contreras. Ball ahead, looking for Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to connect there with Caroline May.
Yeah, but ball really tight to her. Nice job there by the left back for Pickering.
It's been a good battle there. May, a real wrecking ball up front, but she's been kept quiet by the likes of McKenzie and that Pickering back line. Another chance running at it up the left wing and forces Pickering to concede the throw. Taking quickly there into the path of Self. Self tries to split the defense and draws a foul. And we've seen Dallas dangerous from this type of area already once before today.
Yeah, this free kick coming from a really dangerous spot. About 8 yards outside the penalty area. Right near the corner of that left-sided corner of the penalty area.
It's going to be Self once again. Last one was more of a cross. This one might be in shooting range for the Dallas left winger. It does look like a shot towards the right side of the goal, but that one didn't whip enough to threaten the goal of Ava Vaughn.
I remember they're playing 40-minute halves here. I think we'll probably have a couple of minutes of injury time, as we did have a player down for just a couple of minutes there for Pickering.
Pickering trying to play through this Dallas pressure. And Gonzalez, good work there to win it back. And now there's numbers in the attack for Dallas. Gonzalez, though, can't find Caroline May.
McKenzie there again to clean up for her team.
Ball down the line, and this one looks like it might be a delayed foot race as Rogers tries to get around the outside. And now Rogers goes sliding in and wins back possession and wins a foul.
Oh, terrific job there by Kylie Rogers. Probably a little bit of obstruction there. She, she fought through that. Won the tackle, won the foul. Terrific job.
Too much to handle for El Wonger and then for Salmons as well. Both center backs struggling to contain the number 10 for the Canadian side as we're 3 minutes plus stoppage time from the halftime break. This will be an opportunity to swing it in. Vandenberg lined up like she was going to go left-footed. Now it goes with the right foot along the top of the box. And Rogers flicks it towards goal, but off target and behind for a goal kick. Dallas wasting no time getting the ball back in play. Now sent down the field. Only to the waiting foot of McKenzie, who launches it back the other way, comfortable for the goalkeeper to pick up.
So as we get into the second half, one of the factors here is how much each team has rotated through the tournament. Mentioned 2 games yesterday from both of these teams. Of course, they're they're young people and they can take a lot of it, but because they are young people, they do have limits.
Heavy touch there from Marzullo, out of play. Especially yesterday, it's got to be tough to balance. You've got to win to get through, but then if you get here with no legs left, how much good did it do you?
Well, you've at least made the final. That's something. Tournaments, man, for me, they're all about memories, and these girls I think will remember for a long time playing in this nice stadium. Stadium's about to get a lot nicer.
And we've seen action with the renovations today. We saw the excavator out before the game started. This one lifted down the line again, looking for Rogers on the turn.
No, and I see the crew over there enjoying some of this under-15 girls final.
You can add a couple to the attendance tally with the construction crew right at midfield. That one behind for a goal kick. I know it looks like it was whistled for a foul before it went out of play.
We're keeping an eye on the fourth official down there, Ralph Neverett, as he should be putting up the added time here any minute.
This one down the line looking for Self. Battle for it in midfield. Contreras ended up sitting on the ball, and it's going to be called for playing on the ground there.
Contreras, one of the busy midfielders in that three-man triangle for FC Dallas.
And a chance here late in the first half for Pickering to lift this one in towards the Dallas goal. Some air underneath it towards the back post. Kylie Rogers has space. Rogers slips over the ball, and that's a break for Dallas for sure. She was bearing down on goal.
Yeah, that's where I mentioned, that sometimes the field gets a little sticky out there.
Headed into 3 minutes of first half stoppage time.
Yeah, already into that.
First of a couple of finals at the U15 age group. We'll have the boys final immediately after this one. Another FC Dallas team, the 2010 Academy, facing off against Rebels Soccer Club. And the Supergroup semifinals tonight as well. Kicking off a full weekend of Dallas Cup action. All of it streamed here on YouTube. Thank you for joining us here for final number 1 in 2025. This one out into space and a nice ball out towards AJ Self. Got runners to her right. Self going to try and take on the back line. Entering the 18 along the left side. And runs into Ella Roach. As that was a real chance in transition for FC Dallas.
Yeah, I think it was Ella Salmons that hit that ball, center back for FC Dallas, into a really great space out on the left side.
Dallas wingers have threatened at times. They've been more dangerous than Caroline May, who's been in a battle all first half, trying to keep possession up against some really good center backs for Pickering. Roach, ill-advised pass there into midfield, picked off by Zabat. Maybe another chance here in stoppage time for Dallas. Gonzalez trying to combine through midfield, but it's dispossessed.
Dallas getting a little narrow there on the attack as we're about a little more than halfway through the 3 minutes of stoppage time.
Thankful for the trusty wristwatch of Steve Davis as the clock in stadium here stopped counting.
Ah, there it is. It's back up there now on the monitor.
Sent down the line. Intercepted by Marzullo. Tries to go with the first time ball in. And sent clear. Both teams, I think, will be happy to hear the halftime whistle. Get that moment of break. Get some fluids on board before going for it in the second half.
Yeah, they are catching a little bit of a break, and it's been mostly cloudy. A little bit of sun peeking through, but that helps some.
Giveaway there in midfield. Maybe one last opportunity here in the first half. That one, too much air underneath it. It'll be comfortable for Szymanski to pick up. Tell you what, if they are content to head to halftime, no one told Szymanski she goes quick. And it's forward for Caroline May, trying to drop the shoulder there against the defender. Can't maintain possession. No. Dallas stepping the pressure up there right on the stroke of halftime as Ellie Woodard brings the first half to a close. Through 40 minutes, FC Dallas and Pickering FC here in the U15 girls final still scoreless. We'll have a winner in the second half, and we'll be right back in just a moment for some halftime coverage here, watching the Dallas Cup live on YouTube.
Pull up a chair. CC's the best pizza value anywhere.
Whataburger, bring back our mushroom Swiss burger. I heard corporate said it's never gonna happen.
Corporate here. We had the bandwidth to circle back on this action item, and
We're aligned. Bringing you grilled mushrooms, melty cheese, and creamy au jus sauce. If synergy like that isn't cool, then we don't know what is. The mushroom Swiss burger is back.
We're bringing back the hits.
What a burger!
FC Dallas 0, Pickering FC 0 in the U15 girls final. And while you're here, it's a historic turn of the Dallas Cup, and we've got a little video for you to learn more all about it here.
It happened. We got the house! You did! 2,000 miles away.
We do long distance moves every day.
With Pods, you don't have to worry about the driving, and that's not all.
Need extra help loading?
Yes.
We got this.
Also might want
more time? We're flexible.
Flexible means you can keep your container longer or store with us. Then we deliver it to your home, across town or across the country.
We made it.
Yeah, you did!
Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
This isn't just any burger run. This is a burger run for Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger. 2 fresh all-beef patties with melty cheese, grilled onions, crispy bacon, and sweet and spicy pepper sauce. One for you, one for him, and one for your unofficial roommate, Brad. Always order an extra. You know, for Brad. The all-time favorite sweet and spicy bacon burger from Whataburger. Just like you like it.
When you're on the road, there's a lot of late nights. A lot of early mornings. Not supposed to say that. A lot of honey butter chicken biscuits. You hear my belly growling? Yep. I'm gonna need one of those right now. And a lot of good times with my band. What a burger!
Well, Steve, of course, the Dallas Cup, the annual festivities around the game of soccer in the Metroplex, but even bigger, the World Cup, the biggest that the World's game has to offer, coming to Dallas in 2026 for the second time. Of course, back in 1994 for the first time, but it's going to be bigger and better than ever this year, Steve.
Bigger than the Dallas Cup, Ryan?
Just barely. Just barely.
It is. It's going to be, I think, Ryan, it's going to be the biggest moment, moment being a full month. It's going to be the biggest moment in U.S. soccer history. I think you could have counted 1994 World Cup and all that did for the development of the game here. You could have counted that before, but this one, not only is soccer much further along here, but it's also going to be the biggest tournament, 48 teams, 9 matches in Dallas or in the North Texas area, including that semifinal. So that's more than any other host city, 16 host cities spread through Mexico, the United States, and Canada. So North Texas region getting a very big part of that. In fact, things are already moving, Ryan. Had the big poster revealed yesterday.
And how about that, the Cowboy? What do we think about the Cowboy? I like the poster. I think it's one of the best.
Well, it wasn't just a Cowboy. It's a Cowboy conducting navigating a nice bicycle kick, right over the Dallas skyline. No, I think the poster looks great. It was the last revealed of the 16 posters in those 3 countries. So things are moving already, and it'll be here before you know it next June, first of 9 games.
Well, let's take a look at all that the World Cup in 2026 has to offer here in the city of Dallas.
Remember me. Gang 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 gang. Remember me.
Just a couple minutes from the start of the second half. We are 40 minutes from crowning a champion here in the U15 girls division of the Dallas Cup. Pickering FC and FC Dallas ECNL RL in the 2010 age group here in Toyota Stadium today. And Steve, what did we see from the two sides in the first half, and where do you think it might head in the second?
A little bit of a low event first half. All that means is that there's a lot of good battles in the midfield. First 10 to 15 minutes, we saw FC Dallas assume early control. Sophia Gonzalez on the right side got loose, supplied a couple of early crosses, but once Pickering sorted that out with an early change, bringing their left back Lillian Bala over to the right back Lillian Bala over to the left side to deal with Gonzalez. Slowly, I thought Pickering really started taking control of the game, and then at that point, Kylie Rogers, the striker for the Canadian team out of Ontario, that we really hadn't seen much of in those first 15 minutes because FC Dallas had most of the ball. She absolutely comes alive there, and her speed has really given those two FC Dallas center backs and the whole back line some trouble. So really, Ryan, at this point, both teams have had one really good chance. That was Self at the back post for FC Dallas in the 14th minute. She had a volley over there that she went a little high on, and then in the 27th minute, Rogers got released down the right side and sort of dribbled herself into a little bit of trouble. Maybe she could have shot a little earlier, but at any rate, she didn't, and that was a good chance for them. Only 3 shots for Pickering so far, 2 for FC Dallas. A couple other shots for FC Dallas. Ryan got stuffed out there before they really could become a shot. So pretty even so far, I would say.
Yeah, trying to survey both sets of players as they're back out on the pitch here at Toyota Stadium. See if we notice any changes coming out of the halftime break. 2 changes for Pickering in that first half. You mentioned Biffin coming in, that fullback, and Emily Ray replacing Georgiovsky, who went off injured. We have 2 players checking in with the 4th official right now on the Pickering side. Looks like they might be set to make 2 more changes. The team's getting an allotment of 6 potential substitutions.
Ryan, I thought it was really interesting. At about the 35-minute mark, somewhere in there, I noticed the coach for Pickering sort of admonishing his players for not playing at a little faster tempos. He wanted the tempo to stay high, so you sort of wonder if he feels like he's got maybe the more fit team or the more rotated team.
Looks like it'll be Adriana Bates and Azalea Bourgeois entering the match. Bourgeois coming in, looks like on the right wing, and Bates going into midfield. Didn't see the board go up, so I don't know who came off just yet.
I believe Emily Ray might have been one of them, but she had
come in as
only
a
come
substitute,
in, yeah. So we'll see if we can sort that out.
Some pressure straight from the kickoff as Rosander gets it on the turn, and the offside flag goes up against Kylie Rogers, but Pickering looking energized coming out of the locker room there.
Yeah, I think it was nice combination work there, but for sure Rogers just got in the wrong side of one of the FC Dallas center backs there. Easy call for the referee's assistant on this side.
It was Ray replaced, as well as it looks like Vandenberg. So a 3rd center midfielder joining Biffin and Alves in that midfield 3 for Pickering. Launched clear by Elwanger. And towards Caroline May. Pickering continues a strong start to the second half, but that one unable to be corralled by Kylie Rogers. Self loses out up the left side for Dallas. It's a foot race to the ball. It's one that we know Rogers has the speed to win, but good physical play that time from Salmons.
Yeah, I thought Ella Salmons there just did a really good job of using her body just to shield Rogers as long as she could.
That physical battle resumed between Caroline May and Abigail McKenzie. And the Dallas coach, Fraser McKinnon, making an appeal to the referee for a little bit of a push in the back. But it's the whistle that goes against his side. It'll be a free kick for Pickering. Six players forward to aim at. The header one there by Contreras for FC Dallas. Can't find a teammate. It's out wide with Rogers. A combination off the mark. It's behind for a goal kick. Still looking for the opening goal here in the U15 girls final.
With apologies to right-sided attacker Sophie Gonzalez for FC Dallas and Kylie Rogers, I think so far the defenders have been the stars here, Ryan. Center backs on both sides doing a really good job, I think.
And some nice work both ways through the midfield as well. This one dropped off for Biffin. Been good to see the center backs really good playing with their feet as well. As the substitute there, Adriana Bates with a nice turn. Appeals for a foul, nothing given, but good defending there from the Dallas winger. That was Salmons, actually, who'd stepped up from center back to win possession for the home side. Out of play now for a Pickering throw in front of the Dallas bench. That one just evades Savannah Gasky, and it's a foot race to the ball. Some more good defending, well timed that time with Elwanger. And Elwanger then tripped up by Rogers, and the free kick goes the way of FC Dallas.
Again, Kylie Rogers' speed, asking questions of the FC Dallas back line. By the way, Ryan, we should mention that so many teams in this tournament, a lot of information out there. We don't always get a lot of good, solid information about the name. So if we get a name wrong here or there, please forgive us.
Ball forward here into the feet of Rogers. Rogers on the turn, goes for the shot towards the near post, and there's the opening goal. And it's Kylie Rogers who looked most likely to score all throughout the first half, and she strikes here 4 minutes in to the second.
Well, I said a second ago, Kylie Rogers starting to ask questions and asking a good one there as she gets turned. FC Dallas center backs have done so well that time. Turning right at the top of the penalty area. There's the entry ball in. Well taken, well turned. Shooting into the near post. Goalkeeper Paxton Smansky can't get down quickly enough. 1-0 to the Canadians.
Pickering with a strong start here to this second half, capped off by that goal, as they're looking to become just the second international girls champion in Dallas Cup history, and the first from Canada. From the kickoff, Dallas going long. See if they can muster up a response to what they have left in the tank.
And you got to say fair play because, again, I thought the Canadians were probably the better team over the last 20 minutes of the first half.
And immediately pushing it again back towards the Dallas end. It'll be out for a throw. I think we've seen some good adjustments as well within the game from the Pickering coach, Michael Luke. Not afraid to make substitutions early when they were required, as that one's out of play for another throw.
Well, also just fresh legs as well. Both of these teams have played a lot of games. We don't know how much they've rotated, but, you play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and 2 games on Thursday. It's fair to ask how much you got left for Friday.
Self there dispossessed by Roach. Tracking back Gonzalez, tries to win it back for Dallas, but can't keep possession. And it's Pickering with the ball on the far side. Not quite on the same page. It's turned over. And Dallas will try and bring it forward. May trying to hold it up. Dispossessed, and then she commits a foul.
Another good step up there by the center back, Abigail McKenzie, for Pickering.
For me, I think she's been the best player alongside Rogers. When you've got a really solid player at both ends of the field, that tends to be a recipe for success. Going to lift this free kick in towards the Dallas box. The line set 4 yards away from the 18. Dallas gets first contact. Pickering picks up the second ball.
You know, having done these games for a lot of years, these finals out at Toyota Stadium and this great tournament, I can't tell you, the momentum can swing pretty wildly, pretty quickly, sometimes just based on one player who might come in, or sometimes we've seen situations where the best player is held out early because she's played a lot during the tournament, or he, in case of the boys' finals coming up, and then comes into the game and can completely turn things.
Dallas still yet to make their first change of the game. As May drops that one back. Zabat out to Marzullo, who's got some space to run into. Marzullo's pass intercepted, trying to get on the second ball. It's Gonzalez. He's been pretty attentive defensively, the right winger. Switching ball. Self brings it down, brings it past one, and runs into Roach. Now a foot race for the loose ball. Self gets her body in the way, but then Roach back onto it. That's a good battle there, back and forth between the two of them. Now Roach will bring it up the right side and will continue her run as this one's lifted forward in the direction of Rogers, intercepted and repelled for the moment there by Dallas. Now Rogers points to where she wants it. The ball weighted in behind, out off her lines. Paxton Szymanski, the flag is up. As the goalkeeper has been really good coming off her line, and it's been necessary against the speed of this Pickering front line.
No kidding. And, yeah, Rogers in a little early there, but really good moment from goalkeeper Paxton Szymanski. Really nice and high, aggressive with her starting position, and that's sort of the key. If you can get those keepers to, to trust themselves, to get off their line a little bit, then the balls that squirt through there, they're a lot easier to come out and collect.
That ball lifted out towards Self. Sent clear by Pickering. Brought forward now up the right side. Some solid defending there from Gasky. Plays the ball forward into the feet of May.
Azalea Bourgeois bringing the ball up there and just couldn't find the angle. Kept looking for Kylie Rogers, but just never could find the moment to play that ball into that right side.
Gonzalez threw both teammates and opponents there on the dribble. Now May trying to fight off McKenzie. Another appeal for a foul. This one will be given for the Dallas winger, AJ Self. You hear the appeals from the crowd. The referee had to think about it before eventually pointing Dallas's direction.
I won't say good response so far from FC Dallas. What I will say is good start to a response. Looks like they've pushed their lines up just a little bit and gotten a little bit more active in the midfield, and so they're not sort of pinned into their own end now after that 44th minute goal.
Self has been responsible for the set piece service, and that will continue here.
Yeah, she sure drove in a good ball a while ago, but that was from closer in. We'll see what she can do at this distance.
Looking to get some air underneath it. It arrives at the edge of the 18, flicks off a Pickering player. It's going to be a corner if they can't keep it in play, but again, McKenzie up to the task, keeps it from a corner, instead concedes the throw.
I think it was Alyssa Alves there. One of the Pickering players had their arms up. It's dangerous as that ball starts bouncing around and knocking off heads and shoulders in there.
Marzullo takes the throw, bounces back out towards her. This one through midfield, and it's fallen at the feet of Kylie Rogers. She's dispossessed before she could get out and run in some space, and now a chance for AJ Self to do just that into the 18 along the left side. Low cross swung in, looking for May. It's a dangerous ball cleared away by McKenzie.
Good work there on the dribble by Bourgeois to get the attack moving.
Substitutes have looked lively coming in the second half for Pickering.
You start to wonder when Dallas might go to the bench.
Looks like 2 players coming over from the warm-up.
Don't have to wonder anymore.
And those first 2 changes will be on the way. As we played 11 minutes here in the second half, we'll play until 80 plus stoppage time. If we are tied after the 80 minutes, we'll head straight to a penalty kick shootout. That's how Pickering's got here, 2 straight penalty kick shootouts in the quarters and semifinals.
Looks like Romina Armas Montes Diaz coming in and Reese Espinosa.
See if they can bring some spark for Coach McKinnon and FC Dallas. Nice ball lifted out to the far side. There's 2 runners inside the 18. Sent low across the ground, a fight for it inside the box. Eventually bounces out for Salmons to send clear. And they will hold the play now for those 2 substitutions. So Haserer will be replaced. Romina Armas entering the match. Reese Espinosa as well.
See if we can pick up how FC Dallas is realigning.
Looks like maybe 2 strikers, or at least Caroline May is going to have a running mate in the attack. And Espinosa.
A substitution has taken place for FC Dallas in the 53rd minute, leading the match at
May
12,
fighting off a multitude of defenders there. Some applause there from the Dallas friends and family. As Espinosa and Armas looking to make their mark here in the second half. Here's Espinosa straight into the action, and she forces the ball over the line for a throw.
Good battle there. Eventually won by Roach.
Roach tracks down the throw-in as well. Pickering trying to build up the right side. Eventually Zabat steps in. Done some good work covering the back 4 as that more defensive midfielder.
And it looks like as Dallas changes their shape a little bit, she'll have to cover just a little bit more ground in there.
Numbers in the attack here for Pickering, but some strong defending that time as the 2 number 15s clash. And it's Elwanger who came away with the ball for Dallas. A loose touch there. Maybe a chance for that new front 2 to try and combine, but Espinosa can't find May.
Front 2 can combine, but they're going to have to eventually get past McKenzie. That's been tough today.
There's the ball into the feet of Espinosa. Finds Self back to Espinosa. He's going to drive at the back 4. Again, not on the same page as Caroline May as they're trying to get used to these substitutes in this new alignment. Espinosa's definitely brought some kind of spark off the bench as the whistle goes against Caroline May. Foul there against McKenzie.
Yeah, tough call there. I sort of thought it was shoulder to shoulder, but you know, these aren't pros. These are under 15 girls, and you're going to have just a little lower bar for fouls.
Of course, referees, such a point of emphasis for the Dallas Cup, Steve.
It's one of the big branding marks of this tournament. The refereeing right away, as this tournament got going in the early 80s, they brought in really high-quality referees, and so now every year we see CONCACAF referees, FIFA level referees, and when you have good referees, it's one of the bedrocks of a really good tournament.
This one goes all the way back for Pickering goalkeeper Vaughn to send clear.
you know, the quality of the teams has always been there right from the start. And so then you add the quality refereeing, quality fields, and you've got a high-quality tournament that people want to win and want to come back to.
Armas there dispossessed and trying to get on it again. Now, eventually, it's Sabat who just puts a foot through it. That one will bounce all the way behind for a goal kick.
Doesn't really hurt that you can watch the finals from pretty much anywhere in the world.
And we thank you for joining us wherever you're watching. As we've played 16 minutes of the second half, Pickering grabbing the game's lone goal through Kylie Rogers in the opening 5 minutes of this half.
So Ryan Dallas is they were 4-3-3 early. They've now gone into a 4-4-2 with the diamond midfield.
Sounds familiar for an FC Dallas team right now. What we've been seeing with the first team of late as well. That front two will be Espinosa and May. And Armas brought in to reinforce the midfield as well.
Yeah, she'll be up at the top of that midfield diamond. Sabat sitting behind her.
Another whistle goes against Dallas, and it'll be McKenzie to take for Pickering. And the flag stays down here, and there's numbers in the attack. A real chance to add some insurance. Pickering in up the left side. Low cross swung in, but that one covered up by Smansky. That's a huge opportunity missed for the Canadian side.
It is. I really think she probably would have been better just to play that ball in a little bit earlier. Go ahead and get it right into Kylie Rogers' foot. She sort of waited and gave the opportunity for FC Dallas to intercept the ball.
Good work from Self, and then good work from Espinosa. Turns the center back now, driving into the 18. Right on the edge of the box, tries to set it back for a teammate. But it's cleared away by Pickering.
I think Reese Espinosa is going to bring something to this game for FC Dallas. Already has some speed and physicality up there.
Ball switched out to the far side for Marzullo. This new setup for Dallas, the midfield diamond, but they're playing it very wide, particularly Self here on this near side who receives it now. Pretty much still playing as a winger as they need to go find a goal.
Yeah, they collapse in when they defend and then widen out on the attack. But it's going to do this.
Oh, nice touch there. Ball through now for Kylie Rogers. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Rogers slots it towards the near post, but dragged it just wide. Second big opportunity in these last couple of minutes for Pickering to add some insurance.
Well, and that's the thing. When you widen out on that diamond, if the other team gains possession in there, there's a lot of room to play through the lines. You see it right there. Kylie Rogers just missing at the near post.
That's another warning shot towards the FC Dallas net. Going for the same type of finish she got on the opening goal of the game.
It's been a good, lively second half. We're into the 60th minute now. Reminder, this is an 80-minute match.
20 minutes between us and deciding the champion here in the U15 division.
If FC Dallas were to find an equalizer and it stayed tied, the teams would decide the under-15 division of the Dallas Cup girls through penalty kicks.
Flag is up for a foul against the goalkeeper. Referee, I don't know if she ever saw it, but they play on. Would have played advantage anyway. The advantage doesn't last long. It's picked off in midfield there by Bates. Now ball in behind, and the flag goes up as the ball hits the net. And referee now spots it and says no goal right on the 60-minute mark. Dallas having to push more numbers forward, but all the big chances going the other way for Pickering on the counter.
Yeah, the referee, FC Dallas players quicker than the referee to spot that offside. Pickering players celebrating momentarily, but Ella Woodward finally saw her referee's assistant flag up on the other side, and I think that was a pretty easy call.
Dallas trying to go direct towards May, and that one goes all the way through for Vaughn, who I don't believe has been forced into a save yet today.
Lillian Bala there, good job of just screening off the player, not allowing the run. As that ball gets into her goalkeeper pretty harmlessly.
Looks actually like a goalkeeping change as well for Pickering. Isla McAdam, the number 1, now in net for the Canadian side. Just spotted here 20 minutes later.
Well, it's a tribute to their defense, and McKenzie in particular, that we haven't really noticed her at all. She hasn't, as you just said, she hasn't been called upon.
Believe that would leave Pickering with 1 change remaining in the game. They've now made 5 subs. Dallas with just the 2. We've got 3 players warming up down to our left. Throw in from Pickering, intercepted momentarily by Marzullo, but turned back over to the Canadian side. And space maybe to get out and running for AJ Self. Oh, but she slips over the ball there in the crucial moment. Now she's going to bring it inside. Can't pick out a pass. And a late whistle goes against Pickering. And Self clapping her hands there, just trying to get the ball rolling as quick as possible. Referee will play advantage as Rogers was standing too close. And Dallas give it up in midfield. And this one lifted in behind, and it's a foot race to the ball, and the fresh legs are on the side of Pickering. Rosander, low ball in towards the penalty spot, cleared away. Dallas doing just enough to get back and prevent that second goal. Now Gasky trying to bring it forward. Dispossessed. And appeals for a foul, waved away. This one towards the back post, and that's a nice save from Zemanski. Pushes it wide and behind for a corner.
Has a really good battle over there between FC Dallas center back Elwanger. I think both players back there giving and getting equally.
Yeah, I think it's been the fresh legs really for Pickering. That was Bourgeois, the second half substitute. I think if the players were on a sort of even footing there in terms of stamina, you would have seen Gasky bringing that one away, but the fresh legs for the Canadian side really paying dividends so far. Lining up the second corner kick of the game. This one in towards the near post.
Adriana Bates supplying a good ball there to the near post.
And she's back on it here. Good defending that time. I think it was Elwanger.
Yep, over in the corner.
And sent ahead. The Dallas Strikers not really able to get too involved. Espinosa has done some decent work since coming off the bench. The connection hasn't paid dividends just yet. This one right through the middle of the field. Self, loose touch there, picked off by McKenzie. And now Rosander trying to get to the byline and wins a corner. Now number 3. Second in rapid succession for the visitors.
Well, we talked about the alumni on the boys' side, and it's just absolutely stacked, going all the way back to David Beckham, Wayne Rooney, Andrea Pirlo, Raul, way back in the day for Real Madrid, and about how I think that's going to happen now, going forward on the girls' side. And Canadian national team, they've got a really good program up there on the women's side and the men's side now. But you look at names like Kylie Rogers and McKenzie, and you wonder if in a few years we might see them at that level.
In swinging corner. This one into the 6-yard box, and there's the second for Pickering. It's the second for Kylie Rogers, and the captain leading her team to what looks like Dallas Cup glory here today.
Well, we've seen how effective she's been all night, and you absolutely can't allow free headers from 5 or 6 yards to effective strikers. First of all, terrific delivery right where you want it, right inside that 6-yard box. Rogers, unopposed, unchallenged, uses that pink headband and put it right where she wanted it. 2-0.
Biggest challenge was staying on her feet after she was mobbed by her teammates. 2 goals in the final for Kylie Rogers. Both here in the second half. And Dallas really need to find a response. They brought their 3 substitutes over from where they were warming up, and we might see them very shortly.
Well, the other thing to talk about here is FC Dallas winning the group play 5-3, 5-0, 5-0, and then a couple of 2-0 wins. They haven't had to been in a real fight at the end.
Caroline May wins that fight, wins the ball back. Now Zabat thinking about a shot from way, way out. has it taken off her toes and dribbled away. This one lifted up into the air. Armess with 3 Pickering players around. She wins the header.
Look, development tournament, or all your tournaments are being development at this age. You're trying to develop players for higher levels, and a couple of things you've got to learn is how to play with the lead, how to play from behind, and so opportunities here for both teams.
May fighting for it, but this one breaks at the back post. Espinosa low ball in. Only May was inside the 18 for Dallas. They needed another number or 2. Try and get on the end of that one. Pickering continuing to threaten. Looking to go the other way on the counter. Sent out wide to the right. Contreras able to draw the foul.
Smart work there from FC Dallas center backs. Ella Salmons, Megan Elwanger, and I think they've done a pretty good job. They've just been a little bit outshadowed now by Kylie Rogers and by McKenzie from the other side.
And the changes will now enter the match for FC Dallas. Contreras replaced by Goza. Marzullo replaced by Heredia. And Jocelyn Benitez as well. Final change will make its way. That's Mia Heredia out to right back. 5 changes now made by Coach McKinnon and FC Dallas as they need 2 goals to force penalty kicks. They've got 13 minutes plus stoppage time to do so. Nice ball lifted in towards May. Header won by McKenzie. Headed out for a corner, but they do just enough to force it out for a throw instead.
Yeah, nice job there, throwing a lot less of a weapon than a corner kick, so good job there by Pickering of just sort of limiting the danger down in the corner.
And launched into the box. Second ball picked up here by FC Dallas. Trying to force it forward. And now they've definitely got numbers in the attack. Here's Espinosa on the turn, gets the right-footed shot away. And an awkward bounce there for the goalkeeper, but covered up. That was Isla McAdam with the save from Espinosa.
Ryan, unofficially, I've only got that as the 3rd shot for FC Dallas.
I think that was the first save for either of the 2
so.
Pickering goalkeepers. Best chances of the first half not on target. May is not going to give up on this one. And nearly keeps it in play.
And again, that lack of big chances and really high-quality opportunities for the FC Dallas under-15 girls side, I think is down to really good backline play, especially from Ella Roach, center back, but particularly, again, Abigail McKenzie, whose name we just keep calling. And don't forget Lillian Bala, who started on the right side and came over to the left to deal with some trouble over there. She's done a really good job, too.
Ball into midfield, header one there for Pickering. Numbers in the attack as that one's fed forward, looking for Rogers. Clearance that time with some air underneath it. And it arrives back at the foot of McKenzie.
Again, we see that even under a little bit of duress with the lead, Pickering really good at just being committed to playing out of the back, building out of the back, not just lumping the ball forward.
Here's good work to win it back high up the field. Now trying to skip past the Dallas back line. Inside the 18, now swung in by Rose Sander, looking for Rogers, who's looking for a hat trick. Now shot lined up from distance. Blocked there by Dallas. And so far, just the clearing ball for Dallas, not finding any of the forward players, and pressure swings back their way.
Nice job over there by the substitute Dylan Goza.
That one runs out of play before Goza can send it down the field. Pickering will take the throw. Bela started at right back, now at left back, takes the throw.
Ironic that this, at least on paper, looks like it's going to be, if it stays this way, it's going to be the easier of the elimination round games for Pickering.
They're looking to add a third here. Along the left side, set back to the top of the box. Here's Biffin on the turn. Sets it back out wide, 2 inside the 18. In all black. One cleared away from the top of the box by Armas.
Not suggesting anything has come easy today for the Canadians out of Ontario, but if you look at it, they needed a penalty kicks to get through the quarterfinals against Solar, one of the teams out of Dallas. Penalty kicks again to get past the Dallas ECNL team in the semifinals.
And this FC Dallas team had pretty much walked through 2-0 in both games. They played a DKSC and a Texans team, 2 local clubs en route to this final.
And started today like they were going to be large and in charge. First 10, 12, maybe 15 minutes, doing a really good job of attacking this Canadian side. And after that, it's been really all Pickering.
Seems like all is left for the Canadian side is to add that third goal, and they continue to threaten to do so, but this time called for offside. I think stamina and rotation definitely playing a big part in this final.
And you just wonder if after 10 or 15 minutes, if the legs just sort of went out from underneath the FC Dallas team, if the busy week sort of caught up with them. We've mentioned before how these teams started playing group play on Monday, another game on Tuesday, another game on Wednesday, advanced into the tournament quarterfinals Thursday morning, semifinals Thursday afternoon. So you think about it, this is, for both these teams, third game in about 36 hours.
And we talked about in the first half, too, on by far the biggest field they've probably ever played on. Ton of running room. Set back to Bela who took the throw. Pickering just encouraged there by their coach, Michael Luke, just to keep the ball moving, and they do. Keeping Dallas chasing. Fight for the ball there. Pickering player comes away with it.
A terrific job there. Just a little rondo over on one side of the field by Pickering. Had 4 players there, just kept circulating the ball without much deviation.
Looks like the final change, we believe, for Pickering entering the match. Athena D'Annunzio replacing Lily Biffin.
Yeah, D'Annunzio will have some pretty simple orders here. Just help them close out the game, keep possession, clean up any trouble. Look and see where she's coming into the match.
Looks like Ellie Biffin. The wrong Biffin there. That would be into midfield if it's a like for like. Looks like D'Annunzio is set up on the right side for Pickering.
I don't know about you, Ryan, but, you know, you talk about 2 goals, the only 2 goals of the game. If it stays this way, Kylie Rogers, you think might be player of the match, but you know, we didn't really call her name for the first 10 or 15 minutes as FC Dallas sort of had Pickering pinned in, and during all that time, it was Abigail McKenzie, the really good center back for Pickering that really kept her team around. He cleaned up a lot of messes. A minute ago, I made note because she seemed to lose a tackle, and I think that was the first one I saw her lose.
Maybe something here in the final 5 minutes for FC Dallas. This one's brought forward now by Benitez. Good defending, tracking back from the recent substitute, D'Annunzio, who will bring it clear. And Rogers had it caught up under her feet for the moment, but still with ease skipped past the first defender before running into the Dallas center backs. Turned over on the home side, brings it forward on the far side. Trying to return it there to Caroline May. Fight for the ball as Gosa tries to recover possession, but it's Pickering who win the throw.
You have to think about Rogers' game. We saw early in the in the first half how Rogers' speed was really giving FC Dallas some trouble back there. But she's not just speed. You know, she's really definitely able to get into those physical battles. Doesn't mind playing with her back to goal. Fights off challenges. Saw her win a big aggressive sliding tackle in the first half. So she's kind of a complete package. Here she is again.
Nice work to turn past the first defender. Now she turns on the Jets. And her teammate there offside. She needed to let her run.
Yep. Yeah, I think just missing a little bit of awareness there. Rosandra was. If she just gets out of the way, I think Rogers is galloping in, looking for her hat trick.
Here's Caroline May. Lifts that one forward from the halfway line. A foot race for it. Espinosa trying to track it down. Last touch off Espinosa. And Dallas will try and step the lines up here. They need something soon, as we've got 3 minutes plus stoppage time to go.
We've had the goals and we've had stoppages for substitutions, a bunch of them. So there will be a little bit of stoppage time. Nice work there.
Rogers flicks it over the head of the defender. Now she's going to look to get out and running along this right side. Sends the cross in, but nobody home. As Pickering have eyes on defending the lead, not committing too many numbers forward. Good touch there from Self. It was dropped into the middle of the park now.
Yeah, but I like that Pickering isn't just sitting back. They're still at least in a mid-block, pressing in moments as well.
Definitely kept Dallas from getting any rhythm going. Trying to mount a comeback as the whistle goes for a handball, I think. Both of these teams advancing through a 20-team field in the U15 girls division. Excellent work to reach this final. It looks like it's going to be Pickering, the visitors from Canada, to lift the Boot and Ball trophy. This one's lifted in behind, and Rogers has eyes on a hat trick. She's chased here to the corner flag, and instead has eyes on seeing this one out. As the second Dallas defender comes across. And the referees here are a little confused. They never indicated that it went out of play, although all 4 players on both teams acknowledged that it did.
And when the player for Pickering bent down to pick up the ball, referee calls a handball. So
well, now reversed to a throw. That was a little bit of a weird moment here at the end of this game.
It is academic, I suppose, but a little bit of comedy there.
Fight for it there on the ground. Good work from Espinosa to keep it. Trying to swing it out wide towards Gosa. That is cleared away by Pickering. Nice round of applause there for Espinosa. I think he's got a good contingent of friends and family here today.
80th minute now. All to do is watch that 4th official on the sideline and see how much longer FC Dallas has to try to rescue something spectacularly, or how long Pickering has to hang on and claim this championship.
Looking to add that 3rd goal, and what would be a dagger here. Good defending that time from Salmons. Wins the tackle, launched forward for Caroline May. Tried to lay it off for Espinosa, bumped into McKenzie. McKenzie whistled for a foul there.
I was about to say one more good moment from McKenzie.
Only 2 minutes remaining, and they need 2 goals. They got to get it forward here. And Kylie Rogers, bit of the dark arts here, just standing in front of the ball. She's got the 2 goals that look to win this game for Pickering, and she's just trying to see those seconds off the clock as well.
I say complete package. She clearly knows, she's clearly watched professional soccer and knows how to execute a little bit of gamesmanship.
Benitez has that one knocked out of play for a throw. Throw taken by Gasky. Another throw coming here from near to the corner flag. Gasky's got decent air underneath these throw-ins. One goal here might make that final minute interesting. If I can lift it into the box. Flicked along. Hits a Pickering player and it heads the other way. Dallas sends the ball in low across the ground. May gets a foot to it. McKenzie sends it clear. As we played 1 of 2 minutes of stoppage time. And that one won't have a name attached for Dallas. It bounces through to McAdam. Played the second half in goal for Pickering. Self gets a foot to it from the punt of the goalkeeper. Bounces towards Kylie Rogers. Good hold-up play there. Now it's out into space for the run. Bourgeois. Oh, nice drop of the shoulder there. Bourgeois headed to the corner flag.
Yeah, one thing in mind.
As the final seconds tick down here. And Dallas with a great run to the final, unbeaten in the tournament up until this Friday matchup. Pickering, just too much quality in the final third with Kylie Rogers and really good work at the other end from McKenzie and Roach. As the offside flag goes up there. And also just some good adjustments in the game as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say, yeah, good substitutions, good tactical adjustments. FC Dallas tried to change the shape and didn't work.
And some space here maybe for that third goal now. Bringing it forward. Rogers going to line this shot up from distance. That one held by Szymanski, and that will do it as Pickering FC become the first Canadian girls champion of the Dallas Cup. Just the second ever international team to win the competition on the girls' side. Congratulations to them. And what was a well-won final. It was a scrappy road to get here, advancing through a couple penalty shootouts. But their quality shone through here at Toyota Stadium today, Steve.
Emotions on both sides there. Canadian players obviously joyous. FC Dallas players, a couple of them in some tears here. You see what it means for them. But, hey, it's a big player game here from Kylie Rogers, Abigail McKenzie. Rogers with goals in the 44th minute, 65th minute. Abigail McKenzie, just an absolute machine back there, clearing balls, cleaning up different situations. And because of it, 2-0 to the Canadian team, founded back in 1984. This obviously one of the good moments from that club out of Ontario.
And handshakes between the two teams, a well-contested final, but ultimately the goals of Kylie Rogers win it for Pickering. We thank you so much for joining us here on the Dallas Cup YouTube channel, and we'll have the U15 boys final coming up in just a few minutes as well. FC Dallas fighting for that one with their 2010 Academy side as the 2010 girls ECNL team applauded by their fans. And it's just about trophy lifting time for Pickering. We'll step aside and you can enjoy the trophy ceremony here from Toyota Stadium. Thank you so much for joining us today as this one goes the way of Pickering FC, their Dallas Cup U15 girls champions.